Have you ever looked at someone and thought, I could never do that? Maybe it's a musician, an athlete, or even a colleague who seems to have it all figured out. It's easy to think that some people are just born with greatness, born with skills and talent that most of us will never have. But what if I told you that your hidden potential could be unlocked? What if greatness wasn't about being born with something special, but about nurturing the right mindset, skills, and opportunities? That's the idea behind Hidden Potential, The Science of Achieving Greater Things by Adam Grant. For years, we've been taught to believe that talent is something you either have or you don't. We've idolized those who seem to effortlessly excel in their fields, but what if the truth is that those who achieve greatness often do so because of the conditions they were given, not just innate ability? What if talent isn't fixed at birth, but something that can be nurtured and developed? This idea is central to Hidden Potential, where Grant challenges the conventional wisdom surrounding talent. He argues that greatness isn't always a matter of being born a genius or having the right genes. It's about how far you're willing to push yourself, how much you learn, and the opportunities you're given. It's about growth, persistence, and the ability to keep moving forward even when things get difficult. And this is something anyone can cultivate. Let's look at a common myth that Grant addresses right at the start: the belief that greatness is born, not made. Think of the most famous names in history: Mozart, Michael Jordan, Serena Williams. These are people we look up to, often thinking of them as prodigies, as people who were born with something extraordinary. But when we look closer at their stories, we see something different. Take Michael Jordan, for example. Everyone knows him as the greatest basketball player of all time. But did you know that Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team? His coach thought he wasn't good enough. Can you imagine? The world's greatest basketball player, told he wasn't talented enough. That story alone should make us rethink the myth of innate greatness. The truth is that Jordan's success wasn't about being born with a special gift. It was about his relentless work ethic, his motivation, and his ability to keep improving when others might have given up. Grant highlights a fascinating study in his book where psychologists investigated the roots of talent in athletes, musicians, and scientists. They found something surprising. The vast majority of the world's top performers were not childhood prodigies. In fact, many of them didn't even stand out in their early years. What set them apart was a growth mindset, the ability to learn from failure, and the opportunities they received along the way. Take Josh Waitzkin, a chess prodigy who became the subject of the film Searching for Bobby Fischer. Waitzkin wasn't born a chess genius. In fact, he didn't even start playing chess until he was about 6 years old. His early years weren't filled with chess lessons or an innate understanding of the game. Instead, what made him great was his environment. His family supported him, his teachers nurtured him, and most importantly, he had a mindset that allowed him to keep learning and growing. This is something Grant emphasizes. Greatness is often a matter of persistence, not a matter of birth. But what if you don't have the perfect environment or the right mentors? What if you come from a place where opportunities seem scarce? Well, the story of the Raging Rooks might offer some hope. The Raging Rooks were a group of kids from Harlem who decided to take on the world of competitive chess. At first glance, they had no chance. They were an underdog team with no resources, no advanced coaching, and very little experience. In fact, some of them had only picked up chess a few years earlier, and they learned the game in places like parks, not chess clubs. And yet, they managed to defy the odds. With the guidance of Maurice Ashley, the first African-American chess grandmaster, the team made it all the way to the national championships. Now, here's the incredible part. They didn't just compete, they outperformed. Against elite teams from prestigious schools, they fought hard, showing more resilience and determination than their competitors. But their greatest triumph wasn't just about technical skill. It was about their belief in each other, their drive to keep going when things seemed impossible, and the mental toughness they built through teamwork. What made the Raging Rooks so special wasn't just their chess skills, it was their character. Maurice Ashley didn't just teach them how to move pieces on the chessboard. He helped them develop character skills, resilience, discipline, teamwork, and a sense of self-belief. It wasn't about being born with a natural gift for chess. It was about nurturing these kids' potential, giving them the space to grow, and teaching them how to keep improving, even when things didn't go as planned. This idea of developing character skills is central to Grant's argument. He writes that character skills like proactivity, discipline, and determination are often more important than cognitive skills, particularly when it comes to long-term success. These are the kinds of skills that enable people to persevere, push through obstacles, and stay motivated even when progress is slow. Grant uses the example of a study in West Africa, where 1,500 entrepreneurs were divided into 3 groups. One group received cognitive skills training, marketing, finance, etc., while another received training focused on character skills. The results were shocking. The group that focused on character skills saw a 30% increase in profits over the next 2 years, almost 3 times the increase seen by those who received cognitive training. The lesson is clear: character skills have a profound impact on success. If you want to unlock your hidden potential, it's these character skills that will help you push through challenges. But motivation and character are only part of the equation. The system you're in, the environment that shapes your experiences, plays a massive role in unlocking potential. Think about education. The traditional school system tends to reward those who are good at memorizing facts and following rules. But what if we started focusing on nurturing creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence? Grant talks about the story of Jose Hernandez, a man who grew up in a migrant farming family. Despite excelling in math and engineering, Jose was overlooked by NASA, who didn't believe he had the right background or experience. But he didn't give up. He kept applying, he worked harder, and eventually he became the first migrant farm worker to go to space. His story proves a vital point. We need systems that identify and nurture potential, not just reward the privileged few. Now, you might be wondering, how can you unlock your own hidden potential? How do you begin to take the steps that will lead to greatness? Grant's answer is simple, though not always easy. Embrace discomfort. Growth happens when you push yourself out of your comfort zone. It's about doing things that feel hard, things that make you nervous or scared. This is the essence of learning and growth. Take Sarah Maria Hasbun, for instance. Sarah Maria is a polyglot who speaks over 10 languages. But her journey didn't start with a gift for languages. In fact, she struggled with Spanish for years. But instead of giving up, she embraced the discomfort. She stopped waiting for the perfect moment, and instead, she jumped in, talking, making mistakes, and gradually improving. The discomfort she felt was the signal that she was growing. She now speaks several languages fluently and is a mentor to others on how to overcome their language learning fears. This idea of deliberate discomfort is key to unlocking potential. When you stretch yourself, when you feel uncomfortable, that's when you grow. But growth doesn't happen alone. We need scaffolding, temporary support that helps us move forward. Grant explains that scaffolding isn't just about having a mentor or coach, though that's important. It's also about giving people the tools and resources to solve their own problems. Maurice Ashley did this for the Raging Rooks. He didn't just hand them the answers, he gave them the skills to keep improving on their own. This scaffolding helped them learn, grow, and succeed in ways they didn't think were possible. But the most important part of unlocking your potential is belief. It's about believing in yourself, even when others don't see it. It's about pushing through when the world tells you it's impossible. Potential isn't just about where you are now, it's about how far you can go. Grant's final message is a call to action. Unlock your potential. Take the first step, embrace discomfort, push past your limits, and believe in your ability to grow. Your hidden potential is waiting. The question is, what will you do to find it?